nikiwa chini nasimama. Nilipotea njia kidogo, nikapata maumivu, lakini macho yangu yameona kesho iliyo bora. Nikidondoka nainuka, nikichoka na songa, kila dua linanifanya mwanga.
Yes, peace and love, wonderful Black God Fire family. Welcome to the Swahili classes for the weekend. We had a bit of a heat right there, but nonetheless, I'm happy that you're with us on this particular day, the 16th day of the month of May, the year 2026. How are you doing? How are you feeling? I do hope that everything is coming up just fine. And of course, we welcome you so much. In Swahili, we normally do say karibu, which simply means welcome. It simply means welcome. And if you're talking about even maybe perhaps welcoming your guest, you would say karibu wageni. That is how you would say it. Karibu wageni, which means welcome to the visitors. In case you're joining us for the very first time, I would say karibu sana kwa mara yako ya kwanza, which is for your very first time. Asanti sana kwa kujiunga nasi. Asanti in Swahili simply means welcome. So if I do say asanti sana kwa kujiunga nasi, it simply means thank you so much for being together with us, for joining us on this particular stream. And you can always feel free to ask questions. You can interject at any point. You can ask a question. You can give some feedback. You can share a comment, maybe just a view. You are very much welcome to do so. Remember, you can check out the Black God Fire Network official website. It's www.blackgodfirenetwork.com. And once you are on there, please make sure that you actually sign up. And you can also join the rest of the family on the community page because we do believe that iron sharpens iron. And therefore, when you join the rest of us on the Black God Fire Network website, you are able to interact, you're able to build, you're able to engage, and all these things are able to happen because you have an interest in something. Once we do have common interest, then we can be able to forge forward ahead, working in unison. Because we do believe that united we stand, divided we conquer. We are conquered. And you realize that for so many years, we as Black people globally, we have been divided people, and that is why we have become very much conquered. But nonetheless, on this particular platform, we hope to learn Swahili. We hope to be able to connect. We hope to be able to get better in a language, and we also hope to be able to strengthen our unity or our unifying factor being the language here, and of course being the common interest that we do have as a Black people on the continent, off the continent, anywhere you are as a melanated person. Our interest, we have your best interest at heart. So welcome to class. I did say the way you do welcome people is say karibu, and if you want to emphasize and you want to say a lot or very, you do say sana. So therefore, if I do say karibu sana, it's just an emphasis. I am saying you are much welcome. You are very welcome. So if I do say pole sana, it means I am very sorry, because sana is an emphasis. Sana is simply an emphasis for very or a lot. And if you're also talking about maybe perhaps you are saying sorry to someone, you say pole sana. Or if you're welcoming them, you will say karibu sana. All sana is simply just the way you say. Sana is simply just the way you say very, all a lot. Very, all a lot. So therefore, if you do say karibu sana, it means very welcome. If you do say pole sana, it means very sorry. If you do say anything that you put sana after, sana simply means very, very. And of course, if you're also maybe perhaps trying to get better in your Swahili, I have always said that you can be able to engage. You can be able to engage different platforms. For example, the Duolingo app. If you're trying to learn some Swahili, you can engage the Duolingo app, and that app will help you find the translations for it. Maybe perhaps you're trying to find out what do you interpret this word as. Earlier on today, I was checking something on ChatGPT, and I happened to realize ChatGPT is also getting better in Swahili. If you're trying to have something written down in Swahili, I think AI platforms such as ChatGPT is able to do that. I've also interacted with other AI platforms, and they are also able to work things out in Swahili. And therefore, I would say we are actually at a better place globally in terms of learning the language, because if ChatGPT can decipher whatever you're looking for in Swahili, then it means that you are at a better position to be able to find out what is a pronunciation, what is a translation, and how do you use these particular words in Swahili in the context of any Swahili sentence. So I want to remind us that the basic part of a language is the vowels and the consonants. And in Swahili, we do have 5 vowels because these form any part of any language has the consonants and the vowels. So for our Swahili language, you can use your palm like this, as I always give an example. If you lift up your palm like this, you can use these 5 fingers to represent the 5 vowels in Swahili. And you would say this is A, E, O, U. So those are the 5 vowels in Swahili. And the 5 vowels, if I put them down here, I would say A, E, O, U. This is A, E, O, U. So therefore, if you use your palm like this and you raise your palm, then you can actually represent them. The vowel A happens to be the English letter A. The English letter A, that is the vowel A. The English letter E, that is the vowel A. The English letter I is the vowel E. The English letter O is the vowel O. And the English letter U is the vowel O. So if you're talking about these vowels and how we get to demonstrate them in terms of how they are applicable in our sentences, we do say, for example, the vowel U. The vowel U has very good use because the vowel U also represents the third, the second person. The second person singular can be represented with the vowel U. For example, you were talking about you, the second person, you. So you are going to the market. If you are going to the market, this vowel U, the vowel U, can also be equated to you. And for example, you are going to the market, I would say U naenda sokoni. So you, the second person, becomes can be represented by U. U. So U, that can be U can be in a word, for example, unaenda sokoni. Unaenda sokoni is simply you are going to the market. You are going to the market. That is how you would say it. That is how you would say it. So the U, you realize that if you talk about U, naenda, the U represents you. This is a vowel. U represents you, the second person. And then na is the tense marker for the present continuous. And then enda is the verb. Enda is the verb. And then sokoni happens to be the object or where you are going, the object. In Swahili, the order of the how you put together a sentence happens to be the SVO, the SVO, and this is the subject, the verb, the object, the subject, the verb, the object. So in that regard, if I did say unaenda sokoni, you are actually the subject, you. Enda happens to be the verb. Let me just put it down again, actually even put it up here. So if you follow this order, it happens to be the SVO, the subject, the verb, the object. So if I do say unaenda sokoni, the U represents you, the second person. U. If I do say naenda, the na in this regard, na is a tense marker for the present continuous. There are a couple of tense markers. One of them is na. Na is a tense marker for the present continuous. Li, Li is a tense marker for the past. So if I do say li enda sokoni, that is you went to the market, because li marks the past, the tense marker for the past tense. So ulienda sokoni is you went to the market. Unaenda sokoni is the present continuous, that you are going to the market. That is what you have put on our screen. If you shall go to the market in the future tense, then you would say utaenda sokoni, utaenda sokoni. So that happens to be in the future. That is when the action will happen. But you realize that this format is the SVO. The subject, the verb, the object. The subject, the verb, the object. So I did say we have 5 vowels. I'm just trying to hammer down that point. We have 5 vowels. The vowel A, the vowel M, the vowel E, the vowel O, the vowel U. And I was just saying the vowel U has many uses, and one of the uses is actually representing the second person singular. The second person singular. Recently, we were learning about pronouns, and we did say we have a couple of them. When we started this particular class today, I have shared with us a very important song, which is known as Mimi ni zaidi ya mshindi. If someone says Mimi ni zaidi ya mshindi, Mimi points to I. It points to I. Mimi means I. You can also represent the Mimi with ni. So when you say Mimi ni zaidi ya mshindi, the ni can also be equated to the Mimi. But if you're talking about the second person, you can always use the syllable, you can always use the vowel u to represent the second person. So therefore, for example, naenda shuleni, nakula chakula, nalala kitandani, naenda msikitini. So you realize that the the vowel u is also used to represent the second person in the singular, but not in the plural. If you're talking about the second person in the plural, becomes the consonant which is the English letter M. For example, you might say naenda shuleni, mnaenda sokoni. The naenda sokoni, mnaenda sokoni. That simply means you are going to market. You, which is a group, are going to the market. Are going to the market. You are going to the market, and this is for a group. This is actually for a group, and this is now in the plural form of it. In the plural, you would say, say naenda sokoni, mnaenda sokoni. So mnaenda sokoni is simply that you are going to the market, but this is in the plural. This is actually in the plural, and you are actually going to the market. It is not difficult. You can learn Swahili as easy as possible. What you need to do is commit yourself to learning the language. And when you commit yourself to learning the language, you can always engage with us, ask a question. It doesn't matter what kind of a question that you're asking. It would actually be very, very important that you ask your questions. And when you do get to ask, I'm more than happy to respond to your question. It might be regarding anything that we have learned here. You can ask any question regarding anything that we have learned here. I have said that the order of words follows the SVO, the subject, the verb, the object. Unaenda shuleni, that will be you are going to school. And we have talked about different contexts. The last time we were in class, we were learning about simple Swahili dialogues in different contexts. Simple Swahili dialogues in different contexts. We did say, for example, in the context of someone knocking on your door, if someone says hodi, they are at your doorstep, hodi, H-O-D-I, then it means that they are, is just a verbal knock. If someone says hodi, that is just a verbal knock. So they say hodi. If someone says hodi, they simply are saying that it's a verbal knock on your door. And you would open up the door and you might say karibu after you greeted them, because the way you greet someone in Swahili is hujambo. If it is one individual, you tell them hujambo. This is how you greet an individual in Swahili. You tell them hujambo. And hujambo simply means hello. It's not complicated. Hujambo simply means hello. So if you tell someone hujambo, they will respond and they will say si jambo. They will respond and they will say si jambo. So you'll say hujambo. Someone knocks on your door and they say hodi. Hodi is just like a verbal knock. Hodi. So it's like knock knock. They would say hodi. And you would open up the door and you say hello. The way you say hello to someone is simply by saying hujambo. Hujambo. And for them, they would respond and they would say si jambo. See, the SI has many uses. We have been learning about the SI. SI is used to negate. Is a response for hello. Response. It's a response for hello. Response for hello. That is how you would respond. If someone says hujambo to you, you can respond and tell them sijambo. But maybe perhaps they can go further and they can say habari yako, habari yako. Habari yako is how are you in Swahili. Habari yako, habari yako is how are you. Habari yako is a simply how are you. That is how you do say habari yako. And if someone asks habari yako, you simply tell them njema or nzuri, or you can say salama. Salama means well, njema means okay, nzuri means good. All of them are in the same breath. They mean the same thing, that you are good, that you're positive, then things are looking up. But if you wanted to say in the contrary, which is bad, things are really, really bad, you can say mbaya. You can simply go ahead and tell them mbaya. So habari yako, the response is nzuri. That is nzuri for good. Nzuri is for good. And you might respond and say nzuri for good, which is a response to someone asking you how you're doing. And you can ask them wewe je. Wewe je is a simply how about you. Wewe je, because wewe is for the second person as well. The second person, you would say wewe, you. And wewe je, say wewe je. That becomes how about you. How about you? How about you? That is simply how you would ask wewe je. And for them, they might say nipo salama, niko salama pia, niko salama pia, niko salama pia. If someone says niko salama pia, niko salama pia, that means I am doing good as well, because pia means as well, or it means also. I'm doing good also, or I'm doing good as well. So therefore, in that regard, if someone asks you, if someone says habari yako simply means how are you, you can respond and say nzuri, or you can respond and say salama, and you can ask them wewe je. Wewe je is how about you, how about you. And they might respond and say niko salama pia, which is I am doing good as well. We shall take a short break, but if you do have a question, I'm more than delighted to respond to your question. Please ask your question. If you would like to ask any question, tafadhali uliza swali lolote. Swali lolote means any question. If you feel that you have any question that maybe perhaps you want to have addressed, please go ahead and ask regarding anything that we have talked about or mentioned, because it is also very important that we get to be on the same page even as we continue. We shall take a short break. This is a jam. I'm trying to see. Yeah, this is a beautiful jam. It's known as zamu. Zamu means turn. Someone says my turn. Zamu yangu means my turn. So let's play this particular song. When we shall be right back, and now we shall continue with the class. If you do have a question, please make sure you don't leave before you ask your question. It is very important. If you don't have a question, please also just let me know where you're tuning from. You don't really have to have a question. You can simply just let me know where you're tuning in from. Is it in Senegal? Is it in KwaZulu Natal? Is it in Djibouti? Wherever you might be tuning from, just let me know, and we shall be right back after this.
Na iwapo kuna muda napojiuliza, mbona ni kama nimesahaulika, napata mawazo na fikira, hisia nazo kanizingira, kisha usingizi kitandani, nahisi tena haupo, ila nina imani kuwa kuwa muda haujazini, moyo usikate tamaa, nipo hapa nasubiri. Zamu yangu, ndoto zangu, sote nitafikia. Kwa walioshuku watafahamu, eti Mola wetu ndiye, ndio maana sina shaka wala haraka. Najua zamu yangu ipo, zamu yangu ipo, zamu yangu ipo. Macho yangu yaangaza juu kwa Mola mwenye uweza, juu sinani kwa mwingine. Najua zamu yangu ipo, aliyeweka tumaini ni kwa wanadamu. Kesho kamkia mabadiliko, nyakati na muda ukawa umesonga, ila sasa muda umewadia. Juu nina imani kuwa sauti ya ndani inaniita kwa amani, najua si milele. Zamu yangu, ndoto zangu, zote nitafikia. Kwa waliosuku watafahamu, eti Mola wangu ndiye, ndio maana sina shaka wa haraka. Najua zamu yangu ipo, zamu yangu ipo, zamu yangu ipo. Mwenye kutawala mbingu na nchi, yeye kwa misimu anatamalaki. Yote majira, furaha na dhiki, anazidi kustahiki. Yeye ana uwezo wa kunipa zamu yangu, siku iliyoonekana haifiki. Zamu yangu itakapowadia, milango iliyofungwa itafunguka kwetu sisi. Maana nina imani kuwa kwa mama na baba, kaka na dada, naomba usikate tamaa. Iwapo wengi wamekuongea, hata marafiki na jamaa, usikufe moyo wala kufadhaika. Maana nina imani kuwa zamu yako inakuja, pole pole inafika. Zamu yako, ndoto zangu, sote utafikia. Pia na walioshuku watafahamu, eti Mola wetu ndiye. Usiwe na shaka wala haraka, maana najua zamu yangu ipo, zamu yangu ipo, zamu yangu ipo. Tulianza na tabasamu, kisha ukimya ukakuwa kati yetu. Nilikusikia, sikusikiliza. Mimi nilijibu haraka, moyo ukavunjika. Ulinipa ishara ndogo ndogo,
Yes, and now we are back with the class, and we just played some songs. One of the songs is known as the Zamu. Someone says ni zamu yangu, this simply means it's my turn. If someone says ni zamu yako, it simply means it's your turn. And it's a beautiful Swahili song. We have also played as a song known as Nisamehe. Nisamehe is a phrase. It means forgive me. If someone says Nisamehe tafadhali, it simply means please forgive me. And tafadhali is a very, very important word. It means please. Remember, we also do have the word asante. It's a very, very important word. It means thank you. You can also say shukran in Swahili, and shukran also means thanks. So therefore, if you have requested for a favor, or if you've just made a request, and someone grants your request, the best way to tell them a thanks is just to say shukran, or you can tell them asante. If you want to emphasize, and maybe perhaps you say nipe maji. For example, nipe, we all know that nipe means give me, N-I-P-E, nipe. So if someone says nipe maji, let me just put it down, nipe maji, and nipe, remember nipe means give me. So if someone says give me water. So there are two things that are important in this context. I have already mentioned them. One of them is nipe means give me. Maji means water. And we also do have, you can say nipe chakula. Chakula means food. But for the sake of example, we are using this nipe maji. So if I did say nipe maji, then that would be give me water. But there are two words that we have said are very, very important. One of them is tafadhali. Tafadhali simply means please. So therefore, if I did say nipe maji tafadhali, then that would be give me some water, please. Give me some water, please. The second word that we have said is very important is asante or shukran. So therefore, if someone gave you some water, they have afforded you that a favor or that request, you ought to tell them asante. Asante is thanks. Or you can say asante kwa maji, which is thank you for the water. Thank you for the water. So asante kwa maji is thank you for the water. Asante kwa chakula, then that would be thank you for the food. Chakula, C-H-A-K-U-L-A, chakula, simply means food. And very, very closely related to that is the food itself. It means food. And very closely related to that particular word is the word kula, K-U-L-A. K-U-L-A means to eat. It's a verb, and this verb means to eat. So if someone says ninataka kula, ninataka is I want, ninataka. Someone says ninataka kula, it means I want to eat. If they did say ninataka kula chakula, those are three words. It means I want to eat some food. I want to eat some food. If they did say ninataka kula chakula kidogo, then that would be I want to have a little food. I want to eat a little food. Kidogo, kidogo is a word for a little. Kidogo, it's a word to just describe the quantity. It means a little. It means a little. So if anyone has a question at that particular juncture, please ask. If someone does have a question up to that particular juncture, tafadhali uliza swali lako. Please ask your question if you do have any question. Remember, we do have over 1,500 languages on the continent. If you go to Ethiopia, 81 languages. If you go to Rwanda, 3 languages. If you come to Kenya, about 47 languages. If you go to Cameroon, about 150 languages. If you go to Nigeria itself, about 200 languages. If you go to Tanzania, even if we do have Tanzania Swahili being the main language, we still have other different subgroups, ethnic groups, that have many other languages. And therefore, for those few countries I have mentioned, you do find that there are so many languages on the continent. If you go to Sudan itself, so many languages on the continent, in the country. If you go to, let's say, Gabon, you will also come across very many countries. If you go to Senegal, if you go to Gambia, or what you call the Senegambia, there are so many countries. Some years back, We did have a sister who was part of the Black Watch Fire, and she went to the Gambia. I really can't remember her name. I wish Kido was with us on the on the stream. But she went to the Gambia, and I think she stayed there for a while. I think that was Sister Golden Heart. I think that is what she went. She went by the name Golden Heart. And I am sure, with her experience there, she got to interact with so many languages and so many people. Most of these times, you will not understand what people are saying, but we always advocate for people to actually embrace Swahili, because if we are able to connect as a people globally, as a melanated people globally, and have one language which is for us, by us, then it means that we make communication much easier, we make connections much easier, and we are able to strive forward together, even through this particular language, which is the language of Swahili. These days, we do have, because of colonization, we did have so many countries that speak different languages. If you go to West Africa, most of those countries are colonized by the French. If you go to East Africa, most of these countries are colonized by the British. Some of these countries are also colonized by the Germans. Others are also colonized by the Portuguese, because you do have a country such as even the Spaniards. The Spaniards also did colonize some two countries on the continent, which is Equatorial Guinea, and which is that other Spanish colony, which is that other former Spanish colony on the continent. And there were two of them, and also Portugal did not have so many of them. But you'll find countries that speak in Portuguese, countries that speak in German, the countries that speak in English, in French. So all that confusion is actually the one that has resulted to many people not connecting and not even having that understanding. But if at all we were to have one African language, and also have one African currency, and also have one African military unit, then we might be talking about a whole different Africa. Because what we do have right now is a small, tiny countries. If you look at a country like Djibouti, or a country such as Rwanda, Rwanda is actually almost the size of a Nairobi. So it's a very, very tiny country, but it's a whole country with its own military. So if you're telling me, like, for example, if Rwanda went to war with Angola, Angola is so huge, or even with Sudan, you find that the numbers are not adding up, because these are very, very tiny countries. Togo the same, Djibouti the same, and also other small, tiny countries you find on the continent. If all of them were to embrace the use of the language of one language, and also embrace the use of having one military force and one currency, then I think Africa, like I'm saying, we would imagine a whole different Africa. But the steps are there. We are making steps towards that particular unified Africa. And one of the steps is language, and having one language that is connecting us as a people, and that is Swahili. Swahili is not difficult. It has 5 vowels. It is a simple, beautiful language made up of words with syllables that have alternating vowel sounds. I am talking about a name such as Kitabu. Ki, ta, bu. Those are 3 syllables. The ki as a syllable, the syllable ki has a vowel e. The syllable ta has the vowel a. And the syllable bu has the vowel u, because we have learned that we have 5 vowels. So in that example, you would have ki, ta, bu, which means a book. It simply means a book. So if I did say nipe kitabu, nipe means give me. Nipe, it simply means give me. So if I did say nipe kitabu, it means give me a book. Give me a book. In Swahili, we do not have, what are they called? Articles. We do not have articles. For example, a book. A book, the way you say a book, because the article a is talking about that particular book. In Swahili, we don't have that. So it just simply becomes kitabu. You cannot say yes, becomes kitabu. If you're talking about a particular book, a very, very particular one, it's you don't want people to know about it, but you and your friend know about this particular book. So you might tell them, nipe, you might tell them in English, give me the book. Give me the book. So this particular article there, book, it does not exist in Swahili. So you cannot tell them nipe kitabu. Or you can say nipe kile kitabu, but kile means that. It does not mean the. It means kile kitabu, it means that. So we do not have articles in the regard of you would have like you'd have in English. That is a core difference. Another difference is that we do not have X and Y, sorry, X and Q in Swahili. So for example, you might talk about quadruple. Quadruple is an English word with the letter Q on it. So the letter Q does not apply in Swahili. The letter X does not apply in Swahili. For example, when talking about xenophobia, xenophobia, the word xenophobia, of course, it's Xeno, xenophobia. The consonant X does not exist in Swahili. And talking about xenophobia, I do not understand where the head of South Africans is at right now, because you're talking about chasing out fellow Africans from your country because you're saying that they have come up and they have taken over your jobs, they have taken over everything, so there's nothing left for you, so you need to chase them away. I do not understand the logic, because when the white man came into your country as South Africans and the Mzungu took away your lands, the Mzungu took away took away this and that. When South Africans are chasing out people from the country for taking what is supposed to be South African, quote unquote South African, the same heat that they are actually directing towards these Nigerians, all Zimbabweans, all Kenyans, all Somalis, they are not showing the same directing the same heat to the Mzungu. The Mzungu came, took their land in South Africa, and they do have now what we call the Africans. We do have all this other bullshit going on in South Africa. But the South African will dare not lift their finger against the Mzungu. They will always direct the hit towards the Zimbabwean. And if there was a Zimbabwean here who knows how to speak in Xhosa, I would not tell the difference between the Zimbabwean and the South African. You cannot really tell the difference. But when it comes to these Dutch, because there's a whole lot of the Dutch, they came from Netherlands, they took land, and not just small land, but a whole chunk of land in South Africa. Right now, you're hearing about South Africans chasing out fellow Africans, but they will not chase out any of these Dutch out of their country. And recently, there was the arrest of Julius Malema. He's the president of the Economic Freedom Fighters. That is a party in South Africa. I remember in South Africa we have three big parties. So we have the ANC, of course, the African National Congress. That was the African National Congress. That was Mandela's party, and still right now the president is from that particular party. But we do have the EFF, the Economic Freedom Fighters. They have always spoken against land dispossession of the South Africans by the white minority there. And also, apartheid is still well alive in South Africa. If you go and see how inequality is, and also how there is a sidelining of the black majority by the white minority in South Africa, you would just wonder what's going on. And then now you hear that the South Africans are chasing out the Zimbabweans, the Nigerians, everyone else that is African, but they will not chase out anyone else who is not melanated. It doesn't make any sense to me. But nonetheless, welcome back. This is the Swahili class for the weekend. My name is Spikes. Jina langu ni Spikes. That is how you introduce yourself. If you're in a group of people and you're just trying to introduce yourself in Swahili, you do say Jina langu ni, which is my name is. For example, your name might have been Luther, or your name might have been whatever your name is. You can simply introduce yourself and say Jina langu ni. Jina langu is Jina, which is a name. It means a name. And then if you do say Jina langu, it's my name. Jina langu, langu, it translates to my name, my name. But if you do say Jina langu ni, the ni is equals to is. So Jina langu ni, that becomes my name is. my name is. So for example, you just met a group of people and you're just trying to introduce yourself. So therefore you say jina langu ni Spikes. Jina langu ni Spikes. That is, my name is Spikes. And it becomes very, very easy for you to understand. It becomes very, very easy for you to also maybe perhaps engage with your friends and ask them, wewe J or J wewe. J wewe simply means how about you? How about you? If I did say my name is Spikes, I would ask how about you, wewe J, and you would tell me also what your name is, and that would actually be the beginning of a beautiful conversation, and it would help you to be able to understand things much, much better. I would become very, very good, and I will be very, very nice. Nonetheless, I shall take a short break. Let me share with you a song. Let me know what you think about the song.
Nilikona tu moyo ukasema, wewe ndiye jua la asubuhi. Kila unapotabasamu dunia inacheza, na kifua changu kinapata amani. Macho yako yananiita taratibu, nikamwambia moyo leo kaa, nifichie lile tabasamu lako, inaniinua juu, moyo wangu unacheza. Ninayeyuka baby, tabasamu lako inawasha moyo wangu. Tabasamu lako niza niinua juu, moyo wangu unacheza. Mikono yangu taka kukushika, tusitembe pole pole pamoja. Kila siku nawe ni sherehe, na kila dakika inakuwa tamu.
Yes, we are back. That was a bit of an enjoyable music, and the name of the song is Tabasamu Lako. Tabasamu Lako simply means you smile. So even Tabasamu Lako simply means you smile. And if someone says Tabasamu Langu, Tabasamu means just my smile. And you are always free to engage and ask a question in case you would like to ask any question regarding whatever we have just learned or what we are going on to where we are continuing to learn. You can always feel free to ask a question. And remember, at the end of the day, you can use many tools. There are so many tools that you can get to use. And we are talking about things like Duolingo app. You can check it out on your Play Store. you can head over to our archives of classes, because we've had so many classes on this particular platform. Just search for Black Hot Fire Network. Once you search for that, it will actually pop up, and you will be able to see what I am talking about. On the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, we have been learning Swahili, and it has been a wonderful journey. In case this is the very first time that you're joining us, feel much welcome, and you are always free to ask a question and get, or also let us know where you're coming from, where you're tuning from. We do have the Black Hot Fire Network, which is on the continent, based in Nairobi, of course, also in FL in the US. But the thing is, we just want to, play a part in terms of unifying our people globally, because we do say that united we stand, divided we fall. If we choose to remain divided, then we shall always be there to talk about things and that is not working out for us, things that is not going right. But we do have an opportunity to be able to make things right, or to be able to make things happen for us. And we can make things happen just through uniting and unifying as a people, and just unifying as a people. We can be able to unify, and we can be able to play a part in terms of the awakening of the consciousness of us as a Black people globally, because we do say each one teach one. If you have an opportunity to just teach a language to a friend, you can be able to do so. Each one teach one, and you can also be able to engage, maybe perhaps take a tour. If you've never been on the continent, I would urge you to visit. If you've never been on the continent, I would urge you to take a tour. You can visit any East African country. We all speak Swahili. Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, we have Burundi, we have Rwanda, we do have the DRC Congo, and even Somali. Very, very soon, Somali will also be doing their thing in Swahili as well, because the language has been introduced into their curriculum, educational curriculum in Somalia as well. So in the near future, maybe in the next 5 years or maybe in the next 10 years, we shall have these people speaking very, very fluent, speaking fluent Swahili, and that would actually be a wonderful, wonderful thing. So does anyone have a question? Kama kuna aliye na swali? Kama means if. Kama it means if. Kama it means if. Kama kuna aliye na swali, tafadhali uliza. If anyone has a question, please ask. Kama kuna aliye na swali, tafadhali means please. Tafadhali uliza, that will be please ask. Tafadhali uliza, that is please ask. Then I would be more than glad to respond to your questions. They might have to do with how you introduce yourself, how you make simple Swahili dialogue, how you get to maybe connect with people. That is exactly how you do it. So you can ask. That is how you can ask. You can ask any question and I'll be more than glad to respond. Say uko na swali. J, Q the start of a question. J, Q the start of a question. So if I do say J, uko na swali, that will be, do you have a question? Do you have a question? Remember, if you're talking about the context of visiting someone, I did say, for example, if you're welcoming someone to your house, you say karibu sana. If you're saying hello to them, you would say hujambo dada. Hujambo dada is for hello sister. Hujambo kaka is for hello brother. Hujambo mama is for hello mom. It's for hello mom. That is exactly how you get to ask, and it's what's up. I was just saying a little bit earlier that these days AI is going crazy, because you can even be able to interpret things from one language to another language through AI in almost a very, very articulate or accurate manner. In almost a very, very accurate manner. If you're talking about Swahili right now, if you're talking about something in Swahili, it can be done even through a translation from English or from another language through AI. It can be very, very much possible. It's very, very much possible. And I'm loving the way AI is going. But there are also worries about AI. There are gains and there are also demerits from AI. and how it works out things. Pronouns, we learned about pronouns the last week, part 1. We said that you have the pronoun mimi is for I. Wewe is for you. So I, first person singular, mimi. You, second person singular, wewe. For example, wewe unaitwa nani? What is your name? If I did say mimi, ninaitwa Spikes, is I am known as Spikes. So we do have that particular distinction for those particular pronouns. For the verbs, we did say these are action words. These are action words. For example, kula, K-U-L-A. Kula is to eat. Kunywa means to drink. So if you're talking about kunywa maji, excuse me, if you're talking about kunywa maji, then that will be drink water. If you're talking about kula nyama, then that will be eat meat. Kula is to eat. If you're talking about eat food, you would say kula chakula. Kula chakula. And it's not any difficult. You can always ask these particular questions, and I use these particular verbs because they are wonderful. So does anyone have a question? Does anyone have a question? Kama uko na swali tafadhali uliza. If anyone has a question, please ask. We are talking about the most common verbs. They, for example, eat, drink, sleep. Sleep is lala, L-A-L-A, lala. So if someone says lala sana or lala mapema, it means sleep early. Lala mapema, it means sleep early. If you're talking about cheka, to laugh, you would say cheka. If you're talking about to laugh, you would say cheka. For laughing, you would say cheka. For crying, you would say lia. For crying, you would say lia. For crying, you would say lia. If you're talking about talk, you would say ongea. For talk, ongea. Someone might say ninataka kuongea nawe, then that would be I want to speak with you. Ninataka kuongea nawe means I want to speak with you. If someone wants to say sit down, they would say keti. K-E-T-I, it means keti, it means sit. So therefore you might say keti chini sasa. Distinguish between sasa and sana. Sana means a lot. Sana, it means a lot. It means a lot. But sasa, it means either right, it means right now, or it means urgently. Sasa, S-A-S-A, it means now. It shows urgency. So if someone says ongea sasa, ongea sasa. Ongea sasa means speak now. Speak now. Ongea sasa, it means speak now. Speak now. But you might say ongea sana or ongea sana. It means speak a lot. Speak a lot. Speak a lot. So you realize that there are those differences, and the differences is for sana. Sana means a lot. If I say karibu sana, it means you're very much welcome. If I did say karibu sasa, it means welcome now. So you have to distinguish between those two, and it's always a wonderful, wonderful thing that you get to learn the differences between those two. Anyone with a question? We shall play a jam. We shall play your jam. Let me know if you find this particular one interesting. It's known as haina maana. Haina maana means it has no need. It has no use. It has no use, and therefore, if we say haina maana, it simply means it has no use or it has no need. So let me play this particular jam. Let me know how you feel as we continue with our class for today.
Nilikupa moyo wangu, nilikupa kila kitu, nikatembea na ndoto, nikakuita nyumbani. Ulinishika kwa mikono, lakini moyoni ulikuwa mbali. kuona hila zako mpaka machozi yalipoanza.
Yes, that is a jam. It's known as a haina maana, and haina maana simply means that it's of no use or it's of no importance. And that is what it is. I was just giving a distinction between two words in Swahili, very, very almost similar. Sasa, it means now. Sana, it means a lot. So, for example, if I'm saying karibu sana, if I'm welcoming you to the platform or if I'm welcoming you to the show or to the class, I would say karibu sana. Karibu means welcome. So we do say welcome and then sana, sana as a suffix for that, then that would be you are much welcome, very welcome. But if I do say sasa, S-A-S-A, it means now or right now. It shows the urgency. For example, if I did say ongea sasa, that would simply mean, if I did say ongea sasa, it means speak now, speak now, speak now. That would be ongea, that would be ongea sasa, that would be ongea sasa. So there's that distinction between now for sasa and between sana for a lot. And Light being immortal, thank you so much for joining us on the stream. Much peace and love to you. We do say amani na upendo. Na is and. Na simply means and. So if someone says amani na upendo, amani is peace. Like you say shalom. Amani. Amani. Na is for and. And upendo is love. So that will be peace and love. Peace and love. So I do hope everyone is doing well this particular weekend. I do understand that on weekends, people get to be very, very busy and people are doing this and that. You know, everyone is busy trying to accomplish this and that. Maybe perhaps a thing you're not able to accomplish. And you had said maybe perhaps in the month of May, that is when you wanted that particular task done or that particular milestone achieved. But maybe perhaps you're not able to achieve it. But nonetheless, I would say that it is important that we always get to visit the official network website, www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. And it's always a delight to connect to the rest of the family on there because you can ask questions, you can interact, you can suggest, make suggestions, you can, just build. That is the goal, to build and to build together as a melanated family. Right here on this particular platform, which is the Black Hot Fire Network, media for the 21st century. So this is what I'm talking about, and I'm talking about the official network website. Make sure you visit, and you can always also turn on notifications. We do have African Kenya news, Black American news, USA news, business and economy, entertainment, international news, international sports, science and technology. There's a live show. You can always tap to listen to the live radio if you wanted to.
And black. We must begin to tell our young.
Yes, that is what you would do in case you wanted to listen to the radio. You can be able to do so. Just head over to the Black Wi-Fi network, click on tap to listen live, and you can enjoy all the music that you want to listen to. And some of the shows are on there as well. We're almost winding up, but if you do have a question, please ask. And you can also let us know where you're tuning from, so that also as we wind up, make sure tomorrow to join us, same time, same place, right here on this particular YouTube stream. Make sure to join us, and you can also invite a friend. Please invite a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and it would actually be a good thing, because the more the merrier. Because if we are able to come here, connect as a family, learning Swahili together, with the prospects of being able to, ease our connection, and also just make new networks through the language, then it means that we are actually getting somewhere. So ask a question, please. Tafadhali uliza swali lolote. Lolote means any. Swali lolote means any question. Swali lolote, it means any question. Any question. So uliza swali lolote tafadhali. Uliza swali lolote tafadhali. We have learned about nouns, and we did say nouns, we refer to them as majina, or you can also say nomino. But the basic part of this particular language, I repeat all the time, it's the vowels and the nouns. The vowels and the consonants. You use your palm like this, represent the 5 vowels, the A, the E, the E, O, U. Those are the 5 vowels. And then get into the consonants. And these are all the letters of the English alphabet, apart from the 5 that make up the vowel, and also apart from X and Q. The rest of them, they make up the Swahili consonants. And we also add what we call a special class of consonants. A special class of consonants, these include CH, DH, TH, SH. For example, shughuli for SH, chakula for CH, the dhahabu for DH, and gharama for GH. So those are a special class of consonants. And another one which is called as the NG with an apostrophe. For example, in the word ng'ombe. Ng'ombe is a word for a cow, or you might say nyati. No, nyati does not have an apostrophe, but ng'ombe does. Or ngangana. Does ngangana? Yes, ngangana also has an apostrophe. But those are some of the examples that you can get to use. Remember to join us tomorrow. In case you do have a question, please, as we wind up, ask a question. Uliza swali. If you do have a question, please ask any question. Tafadhali uliza swali lolote kuhusu darasa letu la leo. We have Leo. Leo sounds like Leo, but Leo is a question. Leo is for today. Leo is for today. And kesho is for tomorrow. So if I did say jiunge nasi kesho, kesho is for tomorrow. Join us tomorrow. Jiunge nasi kesho. That is exactly how it would be. So thank you so much. Much peace and love. I want to wish you a happy and a productive rest of the day. Whatever you might be doing, I wish you success in all your endeavors. And join us tomorrow, same place, same time. For now, it's me, your homeboy Spike, signing out. Till next time, much peace and love. Kwaheri.